Hello and welcome to the Print's Polygraph. I am Rishika Sadam, special correspondent with the Print, and joining me is our political editor DK Singh. So in today's session, we are going to talk about Kiran Kumar Reddy and Anil Antony's joining into the BJP, both from Congress. Now, Kiran Kumar Reddy was the last chief minister of erstwhile Andhra Pradesh. But before we get to that, we also have to look at some news that's taken over this particular topic. We've asked our viewers to send us questions about Kiran Kumar Reddy and Anil Antony's joining into BJP and what they bring to the party and what does it mean for them. But before that, let's look at the news developments that have happened here, particularly one major news development that has happened here in the south, in Telangana. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was in Telangana today to inaugurate projects worth 11,000 crore rupees and also inaugurate another Vande Bharat train from Secunderabad to Tirupati. Now, Tirupati is also the district which hosts this largest, one of the richest temple in the world. That's Lord Venkateshwara Temple. And you can imagine, one can imagine the amount of travelers that one would have from the Telugu states, in fact, from across the country, particularly to Tirupati. So these projects, particularly to inaugurate these particular projects, the PM was in Telangana. But what was politically significant or interesting today is the chief minister, despite getting an official invitation from the PM's team, has skipped the meeting. A chair was put up at the parade grounds in Secunderabad, which is Hyderabad's twin city, on the stage where PM was supposed to come and inaugurate all these projects. A chair specifically reserved for KCR was also put up, but that was removed minutes before the PM arrived there, when the team got to know that the chief minister would not be participating. Now, this no-show by KCR is not the first time. It has happened at previous events and also several times at the airport where the chief minister was not there to welcome the prime minister. And he sent one of his ministers to welcome him. And this has been going on for the last 2 years amidst an ongoing rivalry, growing rivalry between BJP and BRS. BRS is the Bharat Rashtra Samiti, which KCR had renamed his party to, aiming it to establish as a national party. So there's a growing rivalry between both these parties back in the state and also nationally, as KCR is trying to project himself or his party as a national party, particularly an alternative to BJP. So here's one chief minister from Telangana that we see. There's the rivalry with the BJP and also not receiving the prime minister at the airport. What the BRS has to say is the prime minister several times in the past, particularly during the pandemic when he had come to Telangana, either for the Bharat Biotech visit or to participate in the inaugural ceremony of the Statue of Equality in the city's outskirts. The PM's team had particularly asked the chief minister to not come or not be present at the event, which is why the chief minister has stopped attending or receiving the prime minister. Meanwhile, today, the prime minister and the union ministers on the stage gave a clear message, although this was majorly a development program, that the state of Telangana should rise above politics. In fact, the prime minister also said that it pains to see that several development projects which were assigned for Telangana by the center have been going on at a very slow progress or stalled because the state is prioritizing politics over development. So they gave a clear message to Telangana that the state should rise above politics and work with the center in terms of development. On the other hand, the BRS has a completely different thing to say. So now first, before we get to this, before we discuss further on this, we'd come back to our topic that we were supposed to discuss on Kiran Kumar Reddy and Anil Antony, moving from one chief minister to another chief minister. Kiran Kumar Reddy, the last chief minister of erstwhile Andhra Pradesh, and one of those few leaders who had always maintained a stern stand on unifying Andhra Pradesh and was against the idea of bifurcation. He's been with the Congress, in fact, left the Congress twice in the last 2 decades, which we'll discuss why. But his association with the party has been there since his father was an MLA. So he left Congress and jumped to BJP 2 days ago. And on the other hand, we also have Anil Antony, son of Congress stalwart, another Congress leader who left Congress and moved to the BJP. So what does this mean for the leaders? What does this mean for the party? What does this bring to the states that they're in? That we're going to discuss. And to give us insights on the same, we have a political editor, DK Singh. DK sir, I'm now going to direct some questions to you about this, which our viewers have asked us. So let's get started with our first question.
Yes,
right.
Please go ahead. Yes.
So our first question is from one of our subscribers named Avinash Tadi. So his question is about Kiran Kumar Reddy particularly. He says, I come from Andhra Pradesh and I'm skeptical about his role in the bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh. He's definitely a notable face and BJP will gain popularity in Telugu states with his face value. But will it win the election is a big question mark. We are tired of national parties. So his question majorly focuses on how much will Kiran Kumar Reddy help the party electorally in the state, in Andhra Pradesh?
I would say nothing beyond a headline for 1 day, a couple of days, or for a week. That's what Kiran Kumar Reddy. Let me start with an anecdote. You know, he was the chief minister, and I was working with the Indian Express then. Gone to Hyderabad, I met him in his office, and every time I would ask him that there was some kind of a stasis in governance. Nothing was happening. Congress was actually planning to go for bifurcation. All these negotiations were on. Other people, MPs from Telangana would be putting pressure. MPs from Andhra would be countering it. All the things were happening, and he was just sitting in chair doing nothing in terms of governance, nothing in terms of politics. And every time I would ask him any uncomfortable question, he would just say, "Oh, you know, your editor knows much better about all this. Why would you talk to editor? He's a very good friend." And he kept telling us. And I was with somebody else there. And I was just wondering, why is he bringing my editor-in-chief into the conversation all the time? I was not aware. Shekhar Gupta was still my editor-in-chief in the Indian Express, but I wasn't aware whether he knew how friendly he was with Kiran Reddy. So while leaving, and before that, he was getting upset and then he dropped his name also. The editor, I knew what editor, he said the name of the editor. It was not Shekhar Gupta. So I was a bit surprised. I mean, how come he is talking about that editor? Does he even know who he was talking to for half an hour? I come out and then I asked the person accompanying me that who is this guy? I mean, who is he talking about? He says, no, I think he mistook you. He was an editor of a different English paper from here.
Oh.
That was Kiran Kumar Reddy for me, my first encounter. You are the chief minister. You have spent half an hour with somebody and you don't even know who you are talking to. And the same reflected in his politics and governance too. I'm talking about then. But as you have written, and I will ask you to talk about Kiran Kumar Reddy more after I finish, what he has been up to, as you said, it's like a semi-retirement life. He is virtually retired from everything. He's not doing anything. What is he bringing onto the table? I mean, just look at this. One Reddy, if BJP is trying to project one Reddy, it can't be there for Andhra Pradesh. Because when you have Jagan Mohan Reddy, I mean, it would be foolhardy to project another Reddy as a case. So that's not a logic here. If you are, and in Andhra Pradesh, as you know, the BJP right now is not very clear what it wants to do. The BJP itself is a very divided house. So you have somebody like Somu Vidaraju, that Andhra BJP president. He's being accused by his predecessor, Lakshmi Narayana, of indulging in corruption, that he's making money. And then former state BJP president leaves the party. That was only what, a few weeks back?
Correct.
The party accusing his successor of making money and not anything. So that turmoil is happening, and we have not heard much from the high command about what is happening in Andhra BJP. Where you see the BJP engaged in Andhra is whether to go with TDP or not to go with TDP. Jan Sena Party is good enough. Probably we will go with Pawan Kalyan, but no, Pawan Kalyan does not want to go with the BJP. Pawan Kalyan would like to go with the TDP.
Correct.
In 2014, when they had won the election, they were together. Kiran Reddy, he never wanted Andhra to be bifurcated. So if he becomes your face in the neighboring state, how will it impact your fortune in Telangana?
DK, you know, when we mentioned that Kiran Kumar Reddy leaves or left Congress twice in the last decade, there have been people, there have been politicians who've been pointing out, when was he with the Congress? So you can imagine how inactive he was. I'm sure this is going to rile many of them up who support Kiran Kumar Reddy or his governance, but that's a different topic. You know, he's largely been very inactive over the last decade. 2014, when he maintained that stern stand on anti-bifurcation or keeping, the unified Andhra Pradesh. I still want to add an anecdote here, which I've heard from several of the senior journalists about this, that he held a press conference in 2014 early, pre-bifurcation, and he showed a piece of stone, claiming it to be from the Berlin Wall, saying if Berlin Wall could be broken and East and West Germany could be united, why can't Telangana and Andhra Pradesh be together? There are such interesting anecdotes, but in terms of on-ground reality or governance, that looks quite less when it comes to keeping Andhra Pradesh together. So that was the first time, 2014, when he did not agree with centre stand, or Congress at that time was in power there, on bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh. He left the party. He's been largely inactive till 2018. He joined the party again in 2018, but that was it's in such a hush manner, but people didn't really pay attention to it. Neither was such a news, because even after 2018, he was inactive again. People who met him in Hyderabad, most of the time he spends in Hyderabad, did tell me that they used to see him at one of the prominent golf courses here in the city, playing golf or taking a walk in the morning, or probably going on vacation, but nothing politically active. Even in Congress, if you see, when we had covered the Bharat Jodo Yatra in Andhra Pradesh in Adoni, Kiran Kumar Reddy potentially, as a face at least, could make some sort of presence there had he been there with Rahul Gandhi, or some sort of a face value there when he had bring it to the table, him being the last chief minister. But he was absent. He didn't join the Bharat Jodo Yatra at all. And there were also Congress presidential elections that happened. And at that time too, our sources confirmed it to us that he did not vote for that particular situation. So he was largely inactive over the last decade, and suddenly he resurfaces, talks about how Congress has been taking wrong decisions. There's been no feedback from people. In fact, around 2019 time, there was also a strong buzz that Congress is pushing, the High Command is probably talking to Kiran Kumar Reddy to become the face of the state, take up the PCC responsibility. He did make some visits to Delhi that time. There were a lot of news reports about that, but again, completely silent. Nothing, nothing from him, nothing from the High Command side. He's been completely AWOL from the picture. Now, our next question is focusing on Anil Antony. So the question is from somebody named Aditya, and his question says, this Anil Antony induction in BJP has any impact on BJP in Kerala? Will it give any boost to the party's prospect in their upcoming Lok Sabha elections in 2024?
Again, it's symbolic. Kiran Kumar Reddy was at least the former chief minister. He was four-term MLA. He came from a family of Congress politicians. Kiran Kumar Reddy's father was also a minister. So he is still a heavyweight. If you don't go by what he represents today, if you look at his past, Kiran Kumar Reddy would look like a heavyweight. But for Anil, there is no such thing. He was just heading the social media or IT cell of the Congress in Kerala. He has hardly been active politically. So his induction is more symbolic, that we have got A.K. Antony's son.
Yeah.
But in A.K. Antony also, he has taken retirement from electoral politics. But he is still very much into the Congress. So initially, when the news broke out, we thought that probably A.K. Antony has done what people suspected Devagowda to have done when Kumaraswamy went with, or when Ajit Pawar went to be sworn as deputy CM while Sharad Pawar was with the MV camp, or was trying to form the government then. There was a lot of suspicion. Probably you have the blessing of your father or uncle. That was with Ajit Pawar's case, that was with Kumaraswamy's case, and they have been denying it, but then again, this persisted. That is speculation.
Yeah.
So, Anil Antony thing happened. I was also pretty surprised. I thought A.K. Antony won't really be out of the picture. He had to be in the game. And so he started making calls in Kerala, and then he was told that he's actually deeply hurt. He never expected his son to go that way. Because even today, A.K. Antony has taken retirement from electoral politics. But then every day he goes to the Congress office in Kerala.
Correct. Yeah.
He sits there from 4 o'clock till 8, 9 o'clock, meeting Congress leaders, trying to help them in whichever way he can. So he is very much part of the Congress there. But then BJP has got this, this thing about getting Antony into its fold, and BJP would expect that, probably it will send a message to the church, because BJP has great hopes from the church there, from
correct,
especially from Sairo Malabar Church. And you heard one of the archbishops recently saying that if you increase the prices of rubber, probably the Christians will be voting for you, or we are ready to vote for you. So maybe that BJP is trying to send out a signal. It's not about Anil Antony. It's about a very known Christian face.
Right, in the state.
You've got with you. And interestingly, A.K. Antony is an atheist, self-professed atheist.
Yeah.
So he's shown in, or he was shown in as a minister in the state or the center, he would never be shown in the name of God.
Yeah.
It's never constitution. It's like Stalin, swearing by his conscience.
That's true.
So, but yes, the fact is, when he was the chief minister, he did have a network among Christians, and he was in touch with the church. But then he's not a church goer.
He's not.
That and his name is good enough to, bring more Christians into the party. It's a bit too much, but yes, at least they have got a talking point.
Yeah.
Let's see, Anil Antony is a young man. Probably he proves me wrong, many other commentators wrong, by doing things which right now we are not actually anticipating. Maybe he has a lot of potential, and in BJP he comes out with something that will surprise us.
Right. Several of our viewers would also commented, not particularly raised a question, but they've also wondered about Anil Antony's significance in the state. Keeping A.K. Antony aside, individually, what is Anil Antony's significance in the state that or BJP is banking on? I mean, why is he even important?
The problem is, Rishika, problem is the BJP's major problem in the South has been the absence of prominent faces.
Correct. Yeah.
So in Kerala, they don't have any face.
Correct.
In Tamil Nadu, they got somebody like Annamalai. But then again, you see that Annamalai, given his ambitions now, he really doesn't want to go with the AIADMK. He would really like the party's roots to expand. And he would like to see the party come on its own at some time in the future. And that's why right. To push AIADMK away. But the BJP, for 2024, BJP wants to go with the AIADMK. You see Annamalai announcing that I'll resign if you go ahead with this alliance.
Yeah.
And then you see the EPS, how he has hit back. That is by the High Command, not you. So you get one face in Tamil Nadu, and even there you are having trouble. Another face, of course, Bandi Sanjay in Telangana, he is a face, you know that, and you haven't that. But still, you do not have many such faces.
Yeah.
So that has been a big drawback for the BJP in South India. So Anil Antony, from here, we are looking at him as nobody, but maybe he turns out to be a fighter and managed to become the face. After all, when Bandi Sanjay was made the president, we didn't really expect him to that prominent a face.
Definitely, that's true.
So let's say,
that's true.
Even Annamalai also, we did not expect Annamalai to become that kind of buzz in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, or make news with a statement.
We are probably being harsh with Anil Antony right now. Let's see what happens in the next few months.
Right. I think in one of the sessions, I think Anil Antony was also asked if his move would hurt his father, but I think he clarified, saying it's not about a certain individual, it's just about what they believe in for the future. All right, we have one more question on the same topic. This is from somebody named DPK. They ask, what can he do in Kerala? He, meaning Anil Antony, what can he do in Kerala when Congress and CPM are very strong? It's just elaborating on what we discussed, actually.
As it is, nothing. But as I've said, if he shows that potential, he can do a lot. Because even right now, Kerala BJP is vaccinated, and Kerala BJP does not really have any face.
Right. That's true.
Can Anil emerge as a face? It's very difficult for us to predict right now. We'll also be watching.
That's right.
And then again, also, what he can do is, because we are talking about Christians, right now, the BJP may be getting support from one archbishop here, another archbishop. From the community, that support is not getting reflected.
Yeah.
Can Anil make any difference there? Let's see.
That's something to be seen. That's more of a wait and watch situation. Now, the next question is on a lighter note. It's from somebody named Sankalp. He asks whether they bring electoral benefits to the Saffron Party or not is totally another matter. But what's with the INC social media warriors going no holds bar against their former colleagues? Anybody disagreeing or even distancing from the line said by Rahul is abused with the choicest of words. So don't you think this will break the feedback loop and the party will further alienate itself from reality? So the two questions here, one thing is the subscriber talks about what will both of these people who've left Congress have to face from Congress social media warriors. And the second thing is, if they're not able to take anything against Rahul Gandhi as a feedback or any criticism from their own people, what will this whole concept of take back from their party mean? Will it work for the party here?
Sankalp, when you talk about the feedback loop in the Congress, unfortunately, it's missing in the opposition party. Let me give you a couple of examples. Go back to 2019. If you remember, Rahul Gandhi had started going ballistic over the Rafale deal. And then he lost that Chaukidar Chor Hai campaign. And most of the Congress leaders were uncomfortable about this. They knew it would boomerang. But then he was one guy in Rahul's coterie who supposedly conducted a survey and gave him the result that 85% of Indians support your Chaukidar Choru campaign. And so Rahul went more ballistic. Well, results came, you know what happened. And I'm talking about the same man who has been conducting surveys for him. So he kept telling Rahul and many senior leaders that UP results will spring a surprise on all of us. So I'm not informed how many seats he predicted, 60 or 70 or all 80, but he was telling all of them that it will be a big, big surprise. And the other day, in fact, one of the senior leaders was telling that they were also surprised that somebody's survey said that Congress would be surprised in UP. Result came, yes, there was a surprise, but that was more about Rahul's loss from Amethi, not in terms of the number of the Congress got. So, and that person, that entire department, that entire survey mechanism still remains intact, and Rahul Gandhi heavily depends on the same set of people. So that tells you about the feedback mechanism or feedback loop Sankalp is talking about, or its absence in the party.
All right, DK. So before we move on to another discussion that we started at the beginning of the video about Prime Minister's visit to the South states, one point that you had made earlier in the discussion is about how BJP lacks strong faces in the South. And even in Telangana, if you see, their wins in a bypoll has largely been dependent on taking another candidate, a strong existing candidate from another party. That's been their protocol, and up until now, they succeeded. But what about their ground strength? How many more such strong faces can they poach from other parties? That greatly depends on what they're planning and all of that. So that's been the strategy as of now. And all of this is happening, getting an Annamalai in Tamil Nadu for making news, then Kiran Reddy in Andhra Pradesh, or Pandi Sanjay in Telangana. All of this is happening because BJP also has a huge mission south that we've several times written about, talked about, and PM's visits to the South states. So we also have a question on the same. We talked about PM's visit to Telangana and what is happening politically here. But how do you look at PM's visits to Telangana, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu over the next 2 days? And in terms of BJP's push south of Vindhyas, actually?
See, right now, BJP is totally PM-centric when it comes to the BJP's Southern March. It's all about how many votes Narendra Modi can bring to the party. Otherwise, the party does not have any core vote bank of its own. That's where the Prime Minister becomes the face. He becomes the message and the messenger. And, you just have to look at the Prime Minister's itinerary to understand, like daily itinerary, where did you go, who did you meet, or his visits to different states to find out what the BJP is up to. So you don't have to look at others, just look at where all the Prime Minister is going.
Going through the day.
States he is visiting. So if he's in Karnataka tomorrow or this evening, it's his 8th visit since January.
Right.
Visits in what, three months and a few days?
Correct.
Again, Telangana, Not many, but you will see more as elections approach.
as we move towards, yeah.
After November, what its second visit, there will be more. Andhra, he went there in November.
Yeah.
There is no such plan as yet.
Yeah.
Because Andhra, we have discussed the BJP situation in Andhra.
Correct.
Tamil Nadu again, it's his fourth visit since May last year. Since May 26. So in the last 10 months, he has made 4 visits.
That being said, at least in Telangana, which is going to go for polls this year in 2023, we are seeing some sort of definitely a lot more intense activity compared to 2018 polls, which was probably Congress back then had some sort of, they won significant amount of seats, at least better than what they could probably win this time. But a large MLA is defected. But this time BJP is also in the ground making a lot of noise. But how much will that convert into vote share or electorally, that remains to be seen. I think we come to the end of our session, end of our questions. But DK, is there anything else that you'd like to add to this particular session about what we discussed?
No, Rishika. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much for your insights on these particular topic. And we hope whatever questions were asked to us were answered. And do tune in to The Print to see many more such episodes. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.